Alright, this is HuskeHardcore. Going to give you my post-game thoughts about the Broncos New England Patriots game. Uh, Not a good Monday morning. Things just didn't go our way. It was really, really frustrating to get ball game to watch. Um, Now let's just get into it. Great start. Man, that first quarter looked awesome, and things were just going our way. And not to say that this is part of why we lost, but when the end of the first quarter there, when Carter got hurt for the Patriots, was on the field for a long time, had to get carted off, and then they had to stop for the quarter, and I was like, man, this is just killing our momentum. And sure enough, it seemed like it kind of did, because it looked like we were going in for our third touchdown, and they ended up holding us to a field goal. And then in the second quarter, just those turnovers and penalties killed us this game. The three turnovers in that second quarter gave the Patriots great field position. They ended up getting 13 points off of turnovers in that quarter, and they also scored another touchdown, I believe, in that quarter. 13 points, I know, were off the turnovers. Um, Before the game, I thought if we could hold them to 28 points, somewhere around there, that we would have had a good chance to win the game. And those 13 points, take those 13 points away, they would have been right at 28 from 41. So kind of heartbreaking. The fumble by Tebow was a good play by the defender, but it looked like Eddie Royal was going to be able to run out around the corner for a while if he would have gotten that pitch. And Crosby, I don't know what you were thinking. Bobbled two kicks, took one out of the end zone that you shouldn't have. Terrible game by him. Don't know what he was thinking through the game, but we started out good. Well, the main thing we lost, we probably still would have lost even without those turnovers there. Our defense just did not look good. I was worried, but they had those two good tight ends, and we did a good job on Grodnowski. We double teamed him a lot of the day. He only had really one big catch, unless he was wide open over the middle of the field. And Aaron Hernandez had a big game. Just that middle of the field there, it's hurt us all year. It hurt us in the Tennessee game. It hurt us in the Minnesota game, and it hurt us yesterday. Crossing patterns, passes to the tight ends right in the middle of the field, something we have to improve on a lot. Fox was saying that there were some misassignments. I would say so, because they were wide. I mean, nobody was guarding them most of those plays. So it was really frustrating to see. We'll have to go on from there. The good thing happened is that almost everybody else that we needed to lose lost. It would have been nice if San Diego would have lost last night. They're the team I'm kind of worried about. But we still hold our own fate in our hands. We have two games that we should be able to win, even though Kansas City looked really good yesterday with Orton at quarterback and the new head coach. And that game really sucked. Luckily, I didn't bet as much money as I was going to on that game when that line came out at 14 and a half early in the week. I thought Green Bay was going to blow them out with all the changes going on there. And it actually got down to 12 right before the game started. But luckily, I didn't bet as much as I was planning on. So it didn't end up being that bad for me. But we got to win these two games. We needed San Diego to lose, so if they beat Oakland next weekend, and we won Buffalo, we wouldn't have anything to worry about on that last week of the season. We could sit some people because we need to get healthy. We need Brian Dawkins back in there. Raheem Moore, we were excited when we drafted you, but you haven't been doing very well. You can't tackle. If we could make Quentin Carter and Raheem Moore and put them together, because Quentin Carter is not very good at coverage, and he can tackle. He had a couple missed tackles, but does better tackling than Raheem Moore. And Raheem Moore is a little better at coverage, but can't tackle. If we could just combine those two, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, we can't. Big weeks going on. Let's just get into the stats. I thought our offense did pretty well. We had 393 yards, but had 218 of those in the first quarter, and it was like 167 yards rushing in the first quarter, and those turnovers gave them the lead, and it kind of stopped our roll. Like I said, we lost momentum there. Tebow ended up the day 11 for 22, 50%, but he really had a better day than that late in the game. Had some garbage times. People say he gets garbage times completions. He got garbage times incompletions this last week, but no drop passes, which is something pretty good for us. That's been killing us, hurting us for the last couple of weeks. 11 for 22, 194 yards. Demaryius Thomas was 0 for 1. Boy, that would have been a great pass if he could have completed it. Wide open lance ball there. Rushing, Tim Tebow, 12 for 93. Willis McGahee, 7 for 70. Losing Willis McGahee was big. That's why Lance Ball was in there for that fumble that he had. Lance Ball, 11 carries for 64 yards. And Jeremiah Johnson, 1 for 25. And that's another thing. I would like to see Jeremiah Johnson in the ball games a lot more often than he is. He's a little bit faster than our other running backs. I was hoping that he was going to get some more carries after Lance Ball's fumble, but didn't come out that way. He's also a better receiver and got some speed if we can get him the ball. It's just later. I'd like to see a lot more Jeremiah Johnson. He's always impressed me, even in the preseason. Receptions, Demaryius Thomas had another good day. No drop passes this week. 7 receptions for 116 yards. Lance Ball, 2 for 41. Decker, 1 for 22. And Matt Willis, 1 for 15. Decent job by our receivers. We only had 4 receivers catch a ball. Brady had 8 receivers catch a ball. They spread around a lot better than us. And actually, if you take Aaron Hernandez's 9 receptions for 129 yards and a touchdown away, didn't do too bad against everybody else. Gronkowski had 4 for 53. Had that one long one for 38. Welker, 4 for 41. Ocho Cinco was left wide open on that touchdown pass. Then comes to the running backs they had. Ellis, Underwood, Woodhead, Elderman. Just right there in the middle of the field. Weren't able to get the pressure on the quarterback on time, and the middle of the field just killed our defense, which it was hard to see our defense play that bad. But the thing is that there's only a few teams in the NFL that have that kind of an explosive offense that can really hurt us, and hopefully we won't have to see. Hopefully New England will be the only one in the playoffs in the AFC side that we'll have to face, because Baltimore, Pittsburgh, one of them we're probably going to have to play in the first round. It's not real explosive. Texans got a lot of injuries, so we'll see there. But unless we play a team that has a real explosive offense, and there's really only a few in the NFL, Green Bay, Detroit, New Orleans, New England, and San Diego, when they're hitting their stride, which they are right now, it looks like. Everybody else doesn't have a real high-powered offense like that. You could probably say even Carolina now, how they've been scoring lately, but hopefully if we make it to the playoffs, which I think we should still, we won't have to face any of those teams, and hopefully Baltimore or Pittsburgh or one of them can knock out New England, because we can beat New England, It wasn't very good. Take away those 3 turnovers and our dumb penalties and missed assignments. This game should have been a lot closer than it was. It feels like we kind of gave it away, especially with how we started. It's just a rough. It was a rough ball game to watch. Don't know really what else to say. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Our defense did not look good. The middle of the field was open all day, and the turnovers really hurt us. Besides the turnovers, our offense was not too horrible. Thought we did a pretty decent job, but then again, we were playing against the worst defense in the league, so it's a young offense. We have to have the youngest offense in the league. Most all of our players have only been in the league for a couple of years that are on offense, if not their first years, and it's something we'll probably have to look at in the free agent market. They said yesterday that about a quarter of all the players in the NFL are going to be free agents this year, and there's probably not going. It's going to be bad for the players because they're not going to get as much money as they would in normal free agent years, but it should be good for the teams. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up some experience on the offensive side, and we have to get younger on the defensive side. Bailey, we need to re-sign, even though he's up there. Dawkins we have for a while, but he's old, so who knows? He's been hurt a couple years. Don't know how long he's going to try to fight and stick around. We got some things in the future that we got to worry about, but for right now, we got to worry about Buffalo. Buffalo hasn't been playing very good. We should be able to go in there and win. We played Buffalo in the preseason this year, and we looked pretty good when we played them in the preseason this year. It was the 3rd preseason game, so that's when most of the starters got to play a lot of the time, and our defense did really good against them. So hopefully we can win this game this weekend, and we'll see about Kansas City on Week 17. Now that we got some game tape of Kansas City with the Orton, I don't expect them to be as successful as they might have been against Green Bay, which they only scored 19 points. Got into the red zone a lot, got in first and goals, just couldn't get touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see. It was pretty interesting to watch the Orton. Got a little soft spot in my heart for Orton, but they ran bootlegs, stuff that you wouldn't see him do in Denver. We didn't think he could move out of the pocket, and for the most part, that's true, but the bootleg was killing Green Bay all day yesterday, and he was able to move around a little bit more than we've ever seen, and it was great play calling by the Kansas City Chiefs, so we'll have a couple of games, the game tape, to get ready for them. Hopefully we can do what we did to them and just run all over them like we did last time and get that win. And big game next week. This isn't really my best video. I'm kind of disappointed. But like I said, luckily for us, almost every bait that we needed to lose lost. And we still got a pretty much a 1 to 2 game lead in the AFC West. Except I'm not sure how the tiebreaker system will go with everybody. One of them next week, San Diego and Oakland's got to play each other. So if we win, one of them will probably definitely be done after they lost. But the other one will be right there on our heels. So big week. We got to win. Got to win in Buffalo next week. I'll try and make a video later on this week, and I'll holler you later.